7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's now time for the Pony Cake Sports Podcast with your hosts, Josh Stevens, Tim Thompson, and Tom Schultz. Woo!
Oh, hey, everybody. We are going to be talking about the league real quick, half hour. And there have been some things going on. Kevin.
Breaking news. Kevin Long is in fantasy mode. Woo! Kevin Long is in fantasy mode. That is all.
that is all. So it seems like Kevin's in fantasy mode. He's going to be looking possibly for some trades. I don't know who's going to trade him. Hopefully he doesn't get trade raped because a lot of people know his team is, well, how to say, not very good.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not great at all. So if I had to put a rating on it of 1 to 10, it'd be like a 0.1.
If I had to guess on a scale of 1 to 10, how soon Kevin's in a hospital getting his asshole, getting a rape kit done to it, I'd put a definite 10. He's definitely going to get raped. It'll be very soon. Hopefully, I don't know if Joey has come to Dick's Sporting Goods yet. Use your family discount to buy a mask because he's probably going to need it because he's going to rape Kevin. And the only way Kevin's not going to know it was him is if he buys a mask.
Oh, my God. That's weird, but that's something.
Why is that weird?
I love it.
You never heard of a rape kit, asshole?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm watching a lot of SVU lately, boys.
Have you?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, let's talk about some of the teams, keepers-wise. Let's just run through it. I know we've done it a couple times, but I think Joey's is pretty much set in stone, right? We got Julio, David Johnson, A.J. Green, and Demaryius Thomas and Kelsey.
I'm saying Kelsey, yeah.
I think those are the five.
I think that would make sense.
I think that makes the most sense out of all of them. So,
all right, I want to hear a bet. You can do a steak dinner bet. You can do whatever type of bet. Does Joey trade any pieces outside of those five you just named for another keeper? Is he able to buy the mask, rape Kevin, rape someone, and get another keeper?
I think he would do something along the lines of trading Demaryius Thomas, trying to get Kevin's first-round pick. I don't think Kevin would do it. I think Joey would have to offer more, but I think his are almost locked in.
See, I don't think Joey truly understands that the world is on his raping ways.
Yeah.
Joey is like the OJ of our group. You know, for a long
he's done it over and over and has never
for a long
gotten
time. For a long time, people are like, "Oh yeah, OJ's a good guy." No, I could never see him doing that. Now it's like, "Fuck you, OJ. We know you did it. We've seen you do it. You stop raping people."
I don't think Joey makes a move. I think it'd be smart if he did. But I think Demaryius Thomas, come draft time, Demaryius will be on his team.
Is he not going to make a move just because he's not going to? Or is he not going to make a move because his asshole brother is going to be doing everything in his power to ensure that Joey is not allowed to make a move?
Justin is not that mean, all right? That's all I got to say.
Justin, local famous person now.
Yeah.
Cash considerations. Chuck Garfien. Speaking about rape, seems like something happened there for sure. Yeah. Chuck Garfien and your brother.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's positive, but I mean, maybe Katie was in on it too. I don't know.
So I think that's the five. I think it's locked in, and I don't think anybody goes anywhere. I think that's what Joey's going to roll into, and I think we're going to see Joey try to draft a running back first. I think that's how it's going to go.
Yep.
Agreement?
I think that gives him the best team, yes.
Next up, let's talk about Justin's team. Devonta Freeman, DeMarco Murray, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Tevin Coleman.
Can we first talk about Justin's team name? It's back-to-back years now that Justin listens to an episode of Pony Keg Sports and trolls Tim. Like,
whoa, okay.
He does.
He trolled you last year.
Last year was a troll job.
Oh, this is a troll job too, because no one has ever called Melvin Gordon.
This is because he appreciates me.
No, it's a terrible name.
Justin, I don't want you to text anybody because this is a radio show. I want you to email into the show, okay? And I want you to set these guys straight. You did this because it's a great name. That's why you did it.
I think he's trolling you.
All right, so regardless, he rolls into the season with those five, correct?
Who? What'd you say?
Freeman, Murray, Evans, Hopkins, and Coleman, yes.
Tevin Coleman.
I think he has to do that. He's got a lot of options.
Yeah.
Like, he could go Greg Olson, but I don't think he's going to. He wants that Coleman and Freeman combo right there. Both of them are starter worthy.
I think he knows that. It's funny, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. He texted me last night at like 1 a.m. asking, "Whoa, bro, I saw you made that trade." Like a super delayed reaction. What about our draft day trade to fuck Mike over? Like, that was like, oh, I totally forgot about that. I got so centered in and moving up.
Yeah.
So
See, that's it. Justin always does that. Another thing that I love about Justin is something will happen on Tuesday, and I don't know what his deal. He's definitely cooking meth now. If the reason, no reason other than he responds at 5:00 in the morning randomly. I don't know. Part of me still thinks that if he can find a spot for one DeAndre Hopkins, he loves Greg Olson. We cannot forget how much he loves Greg Olson.
I think DeAndre Hopkins is the guy. I don't think we'll see Olson on there. You can get Olson in the 8th round or the 7th round. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think Olson would fall to him in the 7th unless Mike gets completely fucked and bamboozled and the wool pulling over his head and just has to take a tight end there at the end of the 6th. But otherwise,
we know two
Justin's
things.
getting
We
Olsen.
know two things about Mike, and both of them are good for all of us on draft day. Number one, he is not mentally stable. And number two, he's terrible at drafting.
That is true, too.
So odds are he's going to do something crazy that's going to change the whole tide of the draft.
Well, let's move on to Spencer. I think those are the 5 for Justin. Spencer's team, on the other hand, is a shit show. We have Jordan Howard, Brandon Cooks, who just switched teams. Again, Spencer didn't even know what team Brandon Cooks was on. Golden Tate. And there it gets kind of fishy. I think he's going to go with Tyreek Hill, C.J. Anderson, and
That's 5.
Howard, Cooks, Tate, Hill, Anderson. That's what I have him going with.
I think if I'm Spencer, and he's not listening to this, and he's going to call me an idiot anyway, I would, as long as Andrew Luck is healthy and you get more information about his health for the season, I like Dante Moncrief more than Tyreek Hill. Personally, Tyreek Hill is explosive, but we've seen guys like him have that big year and then fall off the map. He's too much of a what's the word I'm looking for here? He's too much of a at-risk player. High volatility. He's a highly volatile player.
He's not going Moncrief. He's going Hill.
Yeah, I think it just makes sense to go that way.
I completely get your reasoning, Tim, and I would not hate on Spencer at all if he kept 4 receivers and kept 1 running back and went back-to-back running backs with his 2 early 7th-round picks. I think that'd be smarter. I don't think he's going to do that, though. He's going to have faith in C.J. Anderson. I do not have any faith in C.J. Anderson.
You talk about being able – you don't think you could get C.J. Anderson in the 7th? I do.
He might be able to.
He definitely is able to. No doubt about it. None of the dumbasses in this league are taking him in the 6th.
Let's move on to Kevin's team. I know. Let's see. Kevin's team here. He's got Cam Newton, Carlos Hyde, Jeremy Maclin.
He's going to keep Diggs.
Diggs.
I think he has to keep Diggs, Maclin, Newton, Hyde. He might only think he needs one guy. And
yeah.
I think it's going to be ugly. If we were half-point PPR right now, Duke Johnson wouldn't be terrible. He'd be a guy you could use as your running back 3, which is not ideal, trying to keep a running back 3. But there's no reason Duke Johnson should be kept. Kevin's going to have to move some draft picks to get a quality guy to be his 5th keeper. That's how you win in this league. You need keepers.
Gentlemen, last week, you look at Kevin's team, he's keeping Cam Newton, Kirk Cousins, Dan Bailey, Mohamed Sanu, and Vernon Davis. This week, he is in fantasy mode, gentlemen. He is ready to roll. He is ready to dominate. He's got some pieces there that he can maybe trick people with. A Carlos Hyde is a very interesting trade piece, in my opinion, because as we all know, he sucks, but he could probably convince someone that he's worth something back. No matter what happens.
Yeah, I think he's got to make a trade for one. He's got to make a trade for somebody. I think we're going to see it, and it's just a matter of time. So, how many trades does he make? 1 or 2?
He should try to trade like 4 or 5 times. Completely retool his team. He's not going to do that, obviously. But Kevin, it's rough right now. He had that 1 year where he made it to the Starfish game, but he pretty much sold all his quality players. He traded a bunch of quality studs like Antonio Brown for pretty much backups who were in a good situation at the time. And that's what has helped Tim grow and become a contender for the Starfish. But once you have studs, if you get rid of them, you need to get studs in return. And Kevin didn't do that. And that's what has caused this debacle of a fantasy team right now.
Kevin's quest for the Starfish that year was the Viagra my cock needed to make it the gigantic, throbbing beast that it is today.
Next up, moving to Jerry's team. He's got Melvin Gordon, Derrick Henry, Kelvin Benjamin, Terrell Pryor, and LeGarrette Blount. I think that's set in stone.
What the hell's team name is Jerry?
He's the dirty Sanchez butt fumblers.
Set in stone, correct?
I believe that should be it. Kind of a little shocked he made that Brady trade.
Who are these 5, did you say?
Gordon, Henry, Benjamin, Pryor, and Blunt.
Well, he has Tucker right now.
He's not going to be
he's not
keeping
keeping Tucker?
Justin Tucker right now.
Can we talk about the other part here? When will Jerry learn to stop dropping people in the offseason?
True.
When will he fucking learn? If Calvin Johnson comes back,
Be awesome.
we're going to have a suicide watch for Jerry. Because last time he almost got his head taken off by footballs.
Who threw that? Mike almost hit him, right?
Yeah.
Right square in the nose. So I think that's dead set in stone. He had Tom Brady. He traded Tom Brady. Kind of, like you said, a little shocking of a trade. But he's going with 3 running backs. So kind of a risky move, I think. But the good thing is he doesn't have to spend his 7-1 on a running back, which is kind of ideal, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Alex's team. He's got kind of a conundrum going on. He's got Jordy Nelson. He's got Doug Baldwin, 2 great wide receivers. LaShawn McCoy. Let's see. He's got Todd Gurley. That's his 4. Now his 5 could be one of many guys. We got Cam Meredith. We got Willie Snead. We got Adrian Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald, Kevin White. It's a lot of choices.
He shouldn't be keeping Kevin White. Kevin White is a complete head case. Tim showed me this awesome article about the coaches showing him his college film, showing him that he was a good football player.
They don't let him look on. They don't let him read newspapers or go online. I guess now
kinda fucking
they
weird.
have parental controls on his phone, so he can't read any negative comments. I agree completely. It's not Kevin White. To me, it's either Larry Fitz or AP. Those are the 2 I would be looking at, and more than likely it would be Larry Fitz.
I'd be looking at Willie Snead. Alex has drafted him back-to-back years, invested an early round pick in him last year. But, yeah, you really can't go wrong with Fitz. Look, he's been a top 20 guy the last 2 seasons. Yeah, he is old. Led the league in receptions last year, though. He's going to be a focal point for that Cardinals offense. And AP, everything, I don't mind AP. I don't know if he's worth a keeper here to say, but he's going to be running with Drew Brees as his quarterback. He's never had a quality quarterback like that besides with Brett Favre, and when he had that, he absolutely tore it up. He's not going to be facing 8-man boxes all the time, but it is going to be a running back by committee.
I have to ask, is Layabouts Murray a hidden gem here? Obviously, all the talks on Delvin Cook. Layabouts they're talking about starting the season on the PUP list. Is he the type of guy who, while the stock isn't high on him in preseason, potentially could show up big midseason?
This could be another situation of Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Stewart situation.
Yep.
So, we could see, Latavius Murray had a bunch of touchdowns last year. That's what he did. He punched the ball in the end zone. So we could see that be a situation, same from last year, but me personally, I don't think so. I think he could be worth a late round flyer, but I think it's going to be the Dalvin Cook show from here on out.
Earliest you would draft Layabouts Murray if he's there?
In our league or like a
What
redraft?
round? Our league.
Like 14th.
Wow.
I'm taking him 7-11.
I hope you do.
Wow. Next up, Josh Schultz. He's got Lamar Miller. By the way, Josh Schultz is very salty that Danny traded at 6'4", not for Lamar Miller. So Lamar Miller, Le'Veon Bell, Alshon Jeffrey, Allen Robinson, and Rob Gronkowski. I believe that's his 5 locked in stone.
Yep.
No one's going anywhere.
Josh Schultz is so confident in himself and his team this year. It's kind of gross. when his team isn't healthy. He doesn't listen. The trade for Le'Veon Bell was genius. I'm with him. Giving up those 5-6 round picks. This league has proven that drafting is not how you win. Depth drafting, late round drafting is how you win, and having the superstar. So that trade, I don't mind that. But riding the rest of that confidence on a bunch of guys who have been injured and haven't produced, it takes a lot.
Yeah, I just think it's locked. I mean, you can't really do anything else.
It's locked. I think his team, in all honesty, it's going to ride on Gronk.
Yeah.
When Gronk is healthy, he's one of the biggest difference makers in fantasy football. If you could guarantee that he was going to have a 16-game season, he'd be worth a top 4 pick in fantasy in my eyes. He's that much of a difference maker. You look at the games last year he played, weeks 5 through 8, just fucking destroyed everyone he faced. 10.9, 22.2, 15.3, 16.9. He got hurt in the Seattle game week 10, but he's a complete monster, a complete super advantage, and Le'Veon Bell, he needs to get to camp. I would be more worried about that than anything else right now.
I can guarantee you that Josh Schultz is targeting one Ben Roethlisberger in his draft. He will never admit anything that I say. He will never tell anybody that I am right. But who does he hate more than anyone in this league? Terry. Who's Terry? That's me. Okay? And he hates me.
That's me.
And he wants to make sure that when we play, I lose. What's the best way to do that? Ensure Le'Veon Bell hits the most points as possible. He does that with Big Ben. And make sure I get the least points as possible. Again, with Big Ben. If he gets a quarterback like Big Ben, combined with Le'Veon Bell and Rob Gronkowski, then he has a legitimate chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I would definitely just make sure I have Roethlisberger just for that matchup if I was him.
Test me, bitch.
And that's all I'm saying. That's what I would do. Let's move on to Danny's team. This is intriguing. This is the reason why I made my trade. I think he's going to go Drew Brees. Well, let's talk about some of the options. He's got Drew Brees, Mark Ingram. I'm just going to throw in Tim Hightower's name, even though it doesn't matter, just because he got the first reps at the Niners camp. We got Brandon Marshall, Sammy Watkins, and Tyler Eifert, Spencer Ware, Emmanuel Sanders. A lot of meh going on. A lot of mid-round guys.
It's pretty ugly, and Danny needs an infusion of youth on his team. I am disappointed that he traded back from 6'4". It is good for you, Josh. Now you get to hog all the fucking rookie running backs. Kind of bullshit. But you picked a good year. I know you say you didn't tank. That is bullshit. You tanked. But Danny needs to get younger. Drew Brees, love him. Danny should probably keep him. He's going in round 3 or 4 in redraft leagues and getting... Technically, you could say Danny's keeping for his 5th-round pick, so it's decent value. Ingram, hate it. Hightower, not a big fan. He might be labeled the starter. Brandon Marshall, ugh. Watkins, ugh. Emmanuel Sanders, okay. Spencer Ware, ugh.
Danny's team is filled with guys, when you go like round by round in redraft leagues, like, all right, if I'm the last pick in the first, who should I take? If I'm the last pick, and so on and so forth, all the way down, every one of those guys is on Danny's team. Like, oh, I don't really want those guys, but if they're still there, I have to take them. He doesn't have anyone that you're outside of Drew Brees. But even then, with Drew Brees, it's like, okay, well, he's a quarterback, but I don't necessarily want him as early. He doesn't have anyone that's going to win you a championship.
No.
Yeah, if I had to pick my 5, Brees, let's see, Brees, Ingram, Sammy Watkins, Ware, Sanders.
Yep.
Those are my 5.
That's what I'd do, too.
I think he should keep 5 position players outside of quarterback, and he will still be able to get Drew Brees later on in the 6th.
Well, I think that's a definite possibility now. My only thing was, well, Brees. See, this is the thing. If you keep Brees is a top 3, top 4 quarterback. He can score on any given day 30-something points. That 30-something points can offset a running back, too, that is not very good and kind of equal it out. So, in my opinion, that's why I think Danny should keep him. And then that's, again, my opinion, why I made my trade that I even made to begin with.
True or false? You told Danny you would kick him out of the house unless he made the deal.
False.
That's a lie. Collusion.
It's not
collusion.
Let's move on to Mike's team. Sound good? We have Aaron Rodgers. We have T.Y. Montgomery. You don't like that?
No.
You trying to be like me, bro? You trying to be like me?
I don't even. Who else does he have? He's got shitty
Lacey,
people.
Crabtree, and Landry. That should be his top 5. Only 2 Green Bay Packers. Pretty good job, Mike. Trying to trade you a third, but you want nothing to do with it right now.
He doesn't want him?
Don't worry, Randall Cobb will end up being his third wide receiver. And this is why I love Mike, and this is why I have no problem saying he will not finish better than 7-6, and he will not make the playoffs. In typical Mike fashion.
Let's talk about Tom's team. Tom, let's talk about how you be keeping Andrew Luck.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It's because he's scared, Josh. He won't admit it, but all these reports are scaring him. Listen, I talked about my big throbbing piece of man meat earlier. Tom's is big enough to freaking go down to the fence. He's won 3 championships, okay? But with that being said, he's nervous. They're talking Andrew Luck potentially out the first 6 weeks of the regular season. Tom says it's false.
Who has said that?
Tom says, "Oh, none of these reports none of these
who's a retard.
None of these reports are real." He's scared. He's scared, which is exactly why he doesn't have him in his starting 5 right now. And if Andrew Luck is out this year for half of the season, Tom's not going to make the playoffs.
All right, let's say this. Tom keeps Elliott, Cooper, T.Y. Hilton, Devontae Adams, Andrew Luck. You have Martavis Bryant there. You have said over and over again that he will be on a team being kept. Your team or somebody else's?
Martavis Bryant will be kept. It's 100% fact as long as he is taken off the suspension list and is allowed to practice with the Steelers. It's locked in.
It's going to be a draft day trade. One of my least favorite things.
No, for real though, I'm keeping Elliott and 4 receivers. Right now, these 4 receivers on my team, you look at my rankings, my personal rankings, and that's 4 guys in my top 15, which is an absolute steal. All 4 of them have separate buys. So I'm not going to draft another receiver. I'm going to roll with these 4 for the whole fucking season. Luck, he might miss time.
You're a liar.
What?
You're a liar.
What?
You're a fat liar.
What do you mean I'm a liar?
You're a fat liar. You will not roll with these 4.
Why wouldn't I?
These 4 wide receivers will not be on your team week 1 of the fantasy season.
Why wouldn't
You are
they?
full of shit. It's going to be a draft day trade because guess what? Our league is fucked up, and these draft day trades are going to fuck everything up. You're going to keep those guys, and then you're going to have a trade the second that the draft is over. That's fine. It's all right. Other people do it, so no one can complain.
Why would I do that, though? Even in your rankings, Tim, you have all 4 of my receivers I'm planning on keeping in your top 15.
Absolutely.
Why the fuck would I give that up?
'Cause
That's a big-time advantage.
I'm assuming that you're going to have a running back drafted in the draft that you're going to get back in return for one of those 4.
I don't need another running back.
Okay, we'll see.
Let's move on to Tim's.
We'll do our recap here after the draft.
Let's move on to Tim's team. Jay Ajayi, Isaiah Crowell, Antonio Brown, OBJ, still number 5 up in the air.
Who are you keeping, Tim? I just told the whole league who I'm keeping.
Chiefs
D. You're such a little bitch.
Yeah, I am.
You are a bitch trying to play all these mind games with people.
Guys,
no one cares.
Guys,
it doesn't matter.
I've said it over and over. There's no mind games here. I'm going to let the preseason play itself out, and then I'm going to keep the best person available.
Tim will probably be keeping Powell or Terrence West. That's my guess.
That's probably what I would do as well.
Honestly, I doubt I'll keep Terrence West. You guys don't believe me. I would probably lean more towards, which I've said in the previous episodes, it's Bilal Powell,
2 you should keep.
Rashard Matthews, or Derek Carr. Or even Jeremy Hill. I just want to see you. I want to see your guys' face. I said Jeremy Hill.
I fucking hate you.
Next up, we're going to go to my team. Last team out of all of them.
Oh my!
Why'd you go last?
Because.
Save the best for last.
I
have the Kareem Hunt show. And I know you're drafting all the rookie running backs, but
not Kareem Hunt, because I fucking hate Kareem Hunt. I can't stand Kareem Hunt.
Speaking of teams with draft day trades, Josh, why don't you tell us about yours?
So right now, I have none other than Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, Dez Bryant, Jordan Reed, who may or may not be on the PUP list. We will find out. Well, he is on it right now, but we'll see what happens.
His toe examined.
And it's between Tom Brady and Doug Martin. I went out and made a move, and I thought Tom Brady was the right move. I thought Danny was going to keep Breeze. and everybody was on to me about taking a quarterback early, and Cat was out of the bag, and
Can I
I
be
went and
honest
got
with
Tom
you?
Brady.
Can I be honest with you? Like I truly love what you've done with your team, and now you have all of these picks. It's not even me being facetious. With the running backs that you're gonna have, like, why? And I haven't asked you this off the air. Why are you even contemplating keeping Doug Martin at this point?
I'm not.
All right, so
Doug Martin will be
let
kept.
Joey draft him. You
No.
and I will both get to play him once without Doug Martin.
Doug Martin will be kept, one way or another.
Yeah, it's pretty much locked in.
Oh, and that's another
Tim, you're not in the
draft day
know.
trade sponsored by Josh Stevens and his big gay Cub jersey.
There will not be a draft day trade for him. He will be traded before probably the end of the week, hopefully. That's my goal.
There's a good chance of that.
What? Why do we have to wait?
Huh?
Why do we have to
I'm
wait?
trying to trade him to Kevin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin doesn't want to do it right now.
No, we're just talking
So
about
I got
Wait, no golf.
I got a question.
Yeah, we got golf first.
I got a question. So, like when you trade with Kevin, he doesn't respond to my texts,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm going to talk about him like
No, you
this
gotta
now.
talk to him about work first.
No, oh, okay. I'll text him about dicks first. But so is it like he's the
What
coach?
kind of dicks, Tim?
He's the coach, and like when you bring a deal to him, then he's got to go get it signed off by the GMO.
That's
that
a
how
strong
this works?
possibility. And now he's gonna stop listening.
No,
Just because of that.
No, he doesn't respond to my text already.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, so let's do this real quick. Pick one. Who am I going with, Tim?
Joe Mixon.
Tom. Wow, you changed it up. That's interesting.
Finally.
Wow.
I only changed it up because I'm shocked, honestly, of how you are in the best position out of anyone. You have this whole draft by the balls, and you are still letting people fuck with your head.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I know exactly who I wanted, and I'm making it happen.
Josh is going to cause a little drama. He will take Fournette with the first pick.
Pick number 2.
Leonard Fournette.
He's going to fucking play this out. He's going to make Mike freak out. He'll probably buy a Christian McCaffrey jersey and then select Joe Mixon.
No, this is the best part. He's gonna take Fournette, and then at 3, Mike's gonna be like, yes! He's gonna be full of alcohol and tacos, ready to fucking shit everywhere. Yes, Delvin Cook! And he's gonna get Cook, put the name up there. Josh is then gonna get get Christian McCaffrey as well. Get the 3 best running back, and instantly the second Josh drafts Christian McCaffrey, a story's gonna come out that Delvin Cook got suspended. It's gonna happen.
Well, the thing is, I was talking to Mike, and I don't know who he wants. I think it's very up in the air. I told him, and I was being very forthcoming with who I really wanted at the 1 and 2, and I said, hey, I'm going to do you a favor, really look at these 2 guys and figure out who you want, and then go from there. So I'm comfortable with taking McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook at 4. I don't care who it is. I feel comfortable, and I like both guys, especially with the 0.5 PPR aspect.
Mike is more worried about if his wife's gonna die soon enough for him to fuck a hot Asian woman.
With that being said, Kevin, pick 5. What does he do if he trades for Doug Martin, which I think he should, and it makes the most sense? He would have Hyde and Martin. Would he still go with Marshawn Lynch there?
I think he would need to. Look, Dougie Martin going to be suspended the first 3 games.
Yep.
Unless he's planning on taking Jacquizz Rodgers and rolling that way and going young at receiver, getting a Corey Davis. Hopefully he goes Lynch, though.
If I'm Kevin, I'm absolutely taking Marshawn Lynch there. Then that gives you Cam and 3 solid running backs.
Yeah.
And then if I'm him with my 7th pick, I'm taking one of the best tight ends available. If it's one of those top tier guys still, I'm taking one of them. Because if you can do that, wide receivers, you can kind of plug and play throughout the season.
True. I wouldn't hate it if Greg Olsen was still there in the
Fuck
7th.
yeah.
If he did that, that would make a lot of sense.
I think, Kevin, a lot of it's going to be what kind of a preseason Mr. Corey Davis has. Personally, I don't think Kevin should take Lynch. What's Lynch's shelf life going to be?
Yeah.
Maybe this year or next year, maybe at the best. He could get an elite wide receiver. I don't know if Corey Davis is an elite wide receiver, but
speaking from experience, quote unquote elite rookie wide receivers
Yeah, it
don't
just doesn't
always
happen.
pan out.
But the thing
Most
is,
of the
I got
time,
one.
if
they
he
don't.
goes with Marshawn Lynch, though, it screws Joey over. And that brings me to my next question. Who does Joey then take at pick 6 if that goes the way that we're thinking?
best running back might be like a Gillislee, Gore, Abdullah. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know if he goes running back then.
And just because Danny traded, I just want to ask the last one, who would Danny go with at 6'7"?
I think Danny's going to be the one who ends up with Corey Davis.
I can see that.
I could see that as well, and which makes a lot of sense. Could you imagine that? A lot of talk about Corey Davis going in the top 3 in a lot of keeper and dynasty leagues. Slides all the way down there to 6'7".
Yep.
I think that would make a lot of sense, and I think that would be a great pick for Danny.
I think if I'm Joey, I'm hoping that one of the top-tier quarterbacks, like a Brady or a Breeze, somehow becomes available, and I'm able to take them at 5. And
I think that's why we saw Brady getting traded for, and I think that's why I thought Breeze was being kept, because I thought Joey was going to go ahead and try to grab one of them. Even though history repeats itself and it says that Joey was going to go running back.
Let me ask you a question. If there's the opportunity, Joey's behind you, Breeze is not available, he's not kept, do you trade Brady and then draft Breeze at 6'4"? Just to try to hose your brother, your blood?
It'd be like way too difficult
to
get a downgrade at a quarterback.
Yeah, no,
You
I
can
don't
trade
think so.
Brady for an increase.
I'll tell you
in picks.
this: if Danny for some reason did not keep Breeze and Joey did not take him at 6'6", and he lasted all the way to 6'12", I'm probably going to draft him just to draft him. And then whoever needs a quarterback, come holler at your boy.
This league's dumb.
I'm just letting you know. All right, I'm going to end it there just because, whatever.
31 days, gentlemen.
Yeah.
31 days.
Countdown.
We need Starfish Bowl predictions.
Make it quick. We got like a minute.
I'm going to go Mr. Fourth versus Justin.
I'm going to go Justin versus Kevin.
Kevin.
I'm going to go Alex
Troll.
and Mike. I don't know why. I'm just going
Worse
with
than
it.
my Kevin pick.
That's all we got for you guys.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed.